Hi team. So today I'm going to go over how to properly set up dives and also how we don't do that occasionally. So I'm starting off with our double block from the 4th. This is Parisia 3rd, and I really liked our dive on this fight. We set up really correctly a lot of the times, a few minor errors, but in general pretty good. So there were 3 fights that happened. The first one was pretty good, the second was alright, and the third one was also pretty good. So, before we get into this, let me explain the concept. So dive as a role is about high mobility, quick engages, and high pressure. So what you're looking for and what you want to recognize with a dive is your tank, your core, which normally consists of your stationary DPS, your short angle, and then your main heal, and then your long DPS, right? You'll either see a Tracer, a Genji, something like that. The Ana kind of stays near the core. That's just flex DPS or flex support in general. Kind of plays all the angles, holds the fort, basically controls where we play, basically. So let's start with the easiest to understand, the Sojourn. So the Sojourn establishes the fight, okay? So what we see here is the first fight. If I can get in a good spot. Here it is. This is where the first fight takes place, right? So where do we want to establish the fight? That is the question. So let's identify a few wordings, right? We can consider this main. We can consider high ground, right? Up here. We can know that if they want to rotate, they're going to try and go this way and take our high ground from us. And I think that's where we should start off, is our high ground right here. We own this space, but they want this space, right? Because if we look at next fight, that's where they're set up, right? Is next fight, they are set up exactly where we are right now. They will be set up here, and we will be playing in the back with all of our angles with me on point, right? So they're trying to take that space. Taking that space means a win fight, even if they get 0 kills. So we establish that this is main, and we have our space. So I am going to play either here or here. And there's benefits to both, and there's downsides to both. So whichever place I hold, we basically contest for free. Tanks are unkillable in Overwatch 2, basically, unless I just die or get skill gapped. But my whole job is to just hold the space, and we own it. So I could hold here, and what I would be doing is I'd be contesting low ground, right here. If I do that, we would want our Tracer to come over right, and our Sojourn to play left, holding main. Now this is a bad idea, because you normally don't want your DPS to hold main, right? We see time and time again, especially in ranked, when your DPS hold main, they die. If they're not with a tank, it's not good. So what we might want to do is stack up me right here on the left, and our Sojourn on the right. This allows mutual effective space, so I'm going to highlight in blue, where I contest right here, and our Sojourn contest this area, right? But that leaves one small gap in our defense, right here. That's the job of our Tracer. Our Tracer can live down here, kind of cycle through main, use this, let me clear the colors, cycle through main, hold this area. She can control this space. She'll be protected by our Sojourn as well. They're kind of playing together, just holding each other's space. But we really want to set up our Sojourn on high ground. Now the reason we want to do this is to establish a kill box. Now there's 2 places we can set up a kill box here. And I'm going to label them A again. A and B, right? Now, the reason is Sojourn establishes the kill box, right? So if we have our space and our Sojourn's on high ground, where are the 2 spots our soldier can contest? If she has free range of high ground, where can they shoot in their team? And there's B, right there. And there is A, right? So those are our kill boxes. Let's watch the replay and watch how perfectly we set this up. So I immediately swing left, the monkey leaps in, hard engages, I just dive back, forces resources, force primal, and we just melt her, right? He fed, did everything, we built it. She gets out, and of course he does, he has like 1,000 HP, and now we're set up again. We force resources, I think he bubbles, yeah. And that's perfect, because we want to force bubble. If they have bubble, basically we can't dive. If we try and engage on a kill box, they're just going to bubble it, and then we're going to have to time out. I hard engage to force their resources. I want to let our tracer, well, that's a soft engage. But I'm trying to force their resources, force their attention to set up 11 where we want it, right? We have our Sojourn set up, we have me set up, and we can establish a kill box from there, right? So from there, I think you're dueling at this point, yeah. Probably could set up quicker, let Tanner deal with that, because Tanner has support from both of his heals. He's not going to die. And so you can probably just set up early. But then, after we push in, we're now set up. Tanner rotates back. And where's our kill box? A or B? We have 11 right here. I'm engaging, and Tanner's shooting at them. He missed high ground because lol. But look at this Kiri. He dies. He's in our kill box. This gets melted, and then we set up for B. Or this was A, that was B. But we set up for kill box A, right? So we have Tanner shooting. We have a tracer somewhere. I don't really know. Where are you? Oh, you just recalled. That's why I can't see you. So we have that. And then we establish a kill box at A. This is just as good. We got a kill. I got slept, but I think Tanner finishes the kill. Yep. And then we win. We got both the supports. Real easy fight. Every damage matters. Then we go again. Now this second fight isn't as good. It's kind of a chaotic mess, but we play it pretty well. Basically what it boils down to is we skill gap them, right? So I'm holding left. Tracer blinks in. We force a recall. Monkey use bubble. Now what do? We force recall, we force bubble, they're hard engaging. So the issue here is 11. So what you're doing is you're chasing, you're not setting up, you got pulse, which is unfortunate. You're stacking on me, right? What you should be doing is swinging right and setting up to your position. Because if you were here, their Ana can't heal, their Tracer has to fall back, and I can sustain a lot longer than if I was just fighting Monkey and Echo, right? Especially because I have an Ana. Like, I'm not dying to a Monkey Echo. The real issue is there's a Kiri shooting at me. There's an Ana. I'm worried about nade. I'm worried about sleep dart when my bubble breaks.
Winston!
So I have to jump
Seconds
back.
remaining.
If you were down right, not at all. But then we skill gap them. I think both their tanks dive in, and I'm just like, okay. Sleep. Gonna go for the supports. My primal side, like, I just didn't pick. 1, 2.
This ends now.
And then it's free, right? That's what I mean, it was kind of sloppy. we kind of were relying on skill picks. We got them. That's not always the case. We don't want to be setting up for skill shots. We want to be setting up for secure, easy wins. The third fight, probably our best fight. We're set up, and we're already correct. We are already correct. They're pushing in. They're not taking any angles. And where do they push? They have two options. They're surrounded, and they can either go to kill box A or kill box B. And either way, they're dead. We're more set up for A, or for B, actually, because if you look at our soldier, she's holding on the left side, and our tracer's kind of pushed up, so they should rotate B, or A, and that's what they do. It's like they're supposed to rotate A in this position, but we're also just set up for A because we're playing perfectly right here, right? So they push in. Our tracer's doing the right thing, pushing up. We force. We missed bullets, but like that's fine. It's a throwaway ultimate. You should be setting up, but you're kind of just poking out their monkey right now, which is good. I get you're kind of worried about their tracer because you got forced to recall. We get a good nade. I set up on A. Their monkey should have focused me, but it's fine. You should have pressured their supports right there, but I do see and recognize that there's a tracer there. What I could have done if you pressured their supports, I could have held out their supports, or I could have rotated, because I have leap right now, right? So I could have rotated towards the tracer, right? I could have leaped and just, instead of fighting here, we could just switch where we are. Because we already got a pick at this point. We got their monkey, they're out of position. So we could just rotate right and let our core kind of play where we are, right? So let's keep going. Then you hear that they recall, so I think you focus their tracer. Yeah. And then just, that's like I go with you. Focus the tracer. If I late then you're playing with me. And then I think I died, so we get a really good aim. Got this force, beat him up. Now the reason I wanted to do this is so we can learn to play dive on not a dive map. So I really like dive on this map. I feel like it's really good. Especially like first point. Those left side maps aren't as good. But if we can see, there's a really good spot to set up. This high ground is very underutilized. So what we could do is have me at high ground, contesting main, circle it in pink. Let's have our tracer closing in on the back. We have our core set up back right so they can heal all of us. And then we have our sojourn play here, maybe with a brig, but I don't think the brig is necessarily the pick here. I think maybe a Kiri so you can rotate between all of us more efficiently. Maybe even a Lucio. Or a Mercy. I don't think Mercy would be that good here. This is how I want to set up, and I think it's how we start too. But then I get poked out. Our Ana can't heal me.
Flashpoint unlocks in 10 seconds.
And then they're on a really strong ball for all right? So they're looking for quick engages to pressure us out.
Flashpoint unlocked.
So now we're kind of set up. I think the Reaper just pressured me out. Yeah. I died. Bad fight, right? You were set up at the beginning, and then you're playing on the back foot. This second fight is pretty good. It's pretty good. So what we do, I missed my high ground jump, but it's fine. I can play low down. Pressured in. We get unlucky pick, so I fall back. But our Ana's playing in the correct spot now. She can heal me. She knows how I'm playing. Brig kind of over here. It's good. It helps our Sojourn, but she's dead, so she's just rotating back. I fall back, and we actually establish a new kill box, which is like impressive. Like this wasn't called for, and it just happens. I see your tracer blinks. I look at this position, and I'm like, oh, cool, kill box, win condition, right? Like even though we don't have a Sojourn, our Ana Brig provides the same pressure as a Sojourn. It's just they have to be in the face of the brig. They are. So, what's our win con? Right? It's get a pick in the kill box. And look what we do. We get a pick in the kill box, right? So what we should do, it's even, they're down resources, they're falling back, they're on rush, right? Establish the neutral. What's the neutral? Well, perfectly set up dive, right? We got a kill box right here, force them onto point, and then once it's on point, it's very easy. It's just think about it for 1 second and you're like, oh, that makes sense. They're on point. And where is our kill box? Kill box would be here. I would probably just push through main, or that would probably be main because like that's slightly better. I'd probably hold main. We could have our sojourn play short with our brig, and our tracer kind of dances around point right. Perfect enclosurement. They can't really do much. There's even something in the middle splitting them, so like they're going to be in a ring formation. Once we get them onto point, we win, right? So we establish our kill box, but we don't, so we die. I take high ground. Soldier takes the right angle. We lose our brig, which is unfortunate.
This ends now.
And then our tracer isn't set up because she fell back. And then we're not set up. I think they pushed me. Yeah, they pushed soldier. And then at this point, they're just out, right? I try to help our soldier. So now,
Flashpoint.
let's talk about the worst dive map here. So here's the concept for this one, right? We can have two ways of playing. We can consider this main, right? Kind of like this. This could be main, or this could be main, right? Basically, main is like how we push, right? You could go A or B. So we actually try it both ways. The first fight we play A, the second fight we play B. So for engaging through A, which is normally what you do on the first fight, is you engage like this. You have your soldier holding down the fort, right? You can either do that here or here, whatever is easier, right? And then you have your tracer come in from the back while your tank pushes in, right? Now, this establishes a pretty shit kill box, which is right here, right? That's kind of hard, but we do have one key ultimate, Primal, right? With Primal, I can move the kill box to a more advantageous position, right? I'm using it on an engage I've already called. So what I'm going to try and do is whenever our Sojourn pushes in, our Tracer's behind, I'm going to move the kill box from here to here. Somewhere over here. I'm moving it in this direction, right? And from there, we have a really good kill box like this, right? They're either going to go to, once they're on point, they lose because we just sit on them. It's the same concept as first. But what ends up happening...
How about I try that again?
Because we don't set
Flashpoint
up.
unlocks in 10 seconds.
So we get a really good pick. We should win this, right? We're ready. I have Primal. I engage. Face is right.
Time for the reckoning!
We can't capitalize on a kill box. We weren't ready. Soldier should be top left. Maybe even holding main. This side over here. But at the end of the day, we were trying to be quick. We were closing in on a kill. Primal's on a cooldown. And so, it is what it is. For B, let me explain it while you regroup. What I want to do is I want to push left, right? This is where I want to go. That's how I want to hold. And then we have our long angle back here. And then our short angle, got that backwards. We have our short angle right here. I just got it backwards twice. Short angle right here on the right because it's less distance to close. And our long angle right here, it's safer and it's harder to close the gap, right? But we have an issue with our comp. A really big issue. We have two people wanting to take the short angle, right? Genji can't really contest long range. He has to dash in, and then like at that point, he's like has to dash out, right? And so unless we get the kill, it's very risky, right? It's Tracer Genji was great when you had two tanks, because you kind of play Tracer with Genji. But now that we don't have two tanks, y'all have to play separately. So I see our Genji, I'm like, he can take this angle. It's easier for me to go this way because I can drop down, play on point sustain. I push in. And then from here, we have a really tragic kill box. We want our kill box to be a small enclosurement. Our kill box is a big circle. Because that's where our Genji can pressure. Our Trace is with us. Our Ana's kind of dealing with our Reaper, but that's fine. But if we watch this plays out, we are stretched too thin. They burn us, we die. So in a perfect world, we still have a soldier pick, or we have like some sort of long range DPS, hold main, I put, or hold on, I go main, and then we have a Tracer, put
Team main.
and then look at this kill box, right here. They will probably rotate the point, and from there we play high ground strat, right? I didn't really want to go over anything else today, just kind of dive. So thank y'all for watching.